that I'm a shot you like 1,000 volts. Electrified, the verbal assault. Jesus Christ, what is this? Sick man shit, punk you can't diss. Hard rampage or rebel. This beat is hard as hell.
Yeah, well, there's some highlights there of the man in action, Nathan Carnage Corbett at 86 kgs. He is the undisputed world champion, the best there is. Been all over the world and knocking out everybody. And there's some exciting news coming up for Nathan. Of course, some sponsorships. Staunch there with their energy strips and drinks that got behind Nathan. Of course, VAS, Victory Amongst Soldiers. You can check out their website at vas.tv, and there's Carnage there on their site. But there's some really cool stuff coming up. Not getting ahead of ourselves, because this weekend a big fight, Evolution 16. The guys up in Brisbane putting on a great show with John Wayne Parr, Preacher, and of course Carnage up against the guy from France. And there he is there, Manu. 95 kgs, 32 wins and 5 losses, so it's a pretty good record, and you'll notice the higher weight there for Carnage, so it's going to be interesting. But the week of the fight, I thought I'd take the camera to the gym to check out what he's been up to. Of course, 5 Rings Dojo just off the highway at Mermaid Beach. It's the home to a bunch of the best fighters in Australia, not only in Muay Thai but in kickboxing and MMA, and then all a bunch of good guys in there, so it's good to go in there and check it out. Check out Nathan doing some training. Of course, big fight this weekend in Brisbane, and then some big news coming up on the career of the Carnage. So here's a little bit of the action. Nathan doing some training. So there's a quick snippet there of Nathan doing his thing, 5 quick rounds, and he's just so balanced and strong and powerful. It's just, I reckon he could be a boxing champion. But at the end of it all, I pulled the camera out. Sorry about the no microphone thing, but you should be able to hear what he's saying. How's that feel, buddy? 5 pretty intense rounds there?
Yeah, it's pretty good for Monday. You know, a couple of days off, taper, and then start the week, so fight Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So, you know, it's always Monday, blow out the cobwebs, get the week started, and then just fire on from there. So 5 quick rounds, a bit of shadow, stretch home, pick it up tomorrow night, so a little bit more, Wednesday a little bit, and that's it, over.
We've got some exciting stuff coming up which we'll get to later, but speaking of April 4th, not long away, fight in Brisbane. What do you know about the guy?
His name's Manu, he's from France. He fought Ramazan in the S1 heavyweight tournament, and since then he's had about 20 more fights, so a lot of experience, tall guy, 6'2", 90 kilos, so a little bit heavier, which is good. And he's meant to be pretty good with his hands, so just make sure those guards are pretty tight, and then going to work on him. So.
What's the secret for you with your training? Because you always seem to be going pretty much flat out. Every punch is like it's got intent on it.
Well, you know, I just like to train and not muck around. You know, I like to try and make everything that I do like a fight. So whether it's bag work, sprint work, training, weight training, pad training, just like from the start, straight into it. You know, I like to KO people, so you know if I'm going to waste time on the pads, I tend to waste time in the ring. So go flat out, give it all I've got. If I wear out in 3 rounds, well, I'll wear out, but just keep going until they're finished, or all the 5 rounds are finished. You know, so either way, that's the sort of the method behind my training, is just to go hard and hope to get a KO every time.
Yeah, so there he is, Carnage, talking about training for the knockouts he expects to, and pretty much every fight ends up the same way. It's a pretty awesome sight if you're a fan of the Carnage, and this guy from France has taken on the challenge. It'll be happening this Saturday, Evolution 16 in Brisbane, 4th of April. Make sure you're there to check it out and go the Carnage.